can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in.
Welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Great Productions. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Robbie, and on this week's episode, it was Nick Cage Week. And the winner of Nick Cage Week was the 2004 action-adventure mystery National Treasure. National Treasure was directed by Jon Turteltaub, written by Jim Kouf, Cormac, and Mary Ann Wibberley. National Treasure stars Nick Cage, Diane Kruger, Justin Bartha, Sean Bean, Jon Voight, Harvey Keitel, and Christopher Plummer. Alongside me is the cousin Benny. How you doing?
Doing good. I'm torqued for Turtelbaum or whatever his name is.
Turteltaub. He should
Turteltaub.
be. He directed cinematic classic Three Ninjas.
Oh my God. What a connection.
Well, I never saw Three Ninjas, so who gives a shit? Alongside me and Benny is movie extraordinaire and co-host and friend Ryan. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm upset that you don't care about Three Ninjas. We should
Just the
watch
way
it.
that-
It's so bad, but it's so good.
Yeah, I would take a week off that week. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, yeah, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch. Hopefully Robbie doesn't take a week off. Because the three of us watch movies every week. And sometimes or most times, at least one of us hasn't seen it. It's usually some kind of popular movie. And we put it, a group of movies, some kind of theme up for a vote on Instagram. And like this week, Nick Cage Week, I was kind of hoping maybe some of the other ones would win, but the people voted and National Treasure won. I'm pretty sure Benny's the only one who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
All right. So before we get into, what we thought of the movie and all that fun stuff, make sure you are following us on your favorite podcast provider, following us, on Instagram, get involved in the votes, comment, send us messages, whatever. Bless you. We don't have much else going on, so we will be very excited to get messages. And send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. And Benny, tell them where else they can, make our day with sending a little message or a comment.
Give us a follow on YouTube at Let the Boys Watch. We'd love to see you there. Subscribe, comment on our videos. Tell us what you like about them. Tell us how handsome we look. Anything you want to know, you can ask in the comments there as well. We'll read them on the podcast. So follow us on YouTube and join the fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're very close to a milestone of number of views.
100,000.
100,000, yeah.
Nice.
Almost. But maybe definitely by next week we'll hit it. So, Robbie, your mic okay, or do we need to stop?
I don't know. Can you
No,
hear me?
you good. We can hear you.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. So Benny, being the person that has not seen National Treasure, I know there was a lot of pressure in your home to watch this movie. So tell us about it. What did you think going into it? Did you have any, thoughts, or did you ever want to see it? Any of that stuff?
I don't know that I ever wanted to see it. I felt like maybe the time had passed on this one, and it wasn't going to hold up, or I wasn't really sure if it was good at all in general. I think it just came out in a time in my life where I didn't appreciate Nick Cage. After watching this movie, not disappointed. And I don't know what side of the fence I land on when I say that I wasn't disappointed in Nick Cage in this one, but it was something that I kind of knew the gist of. Surprised by a couple people that popped up in this movie, and also there was a lot of who's in this movie. I had no idea who these people were. I never saw them again in another movie, but yeah, it was, once it won, I was excited to watch it, but personally I voted for Face Off.
Want to take his face off. No more drugs for this man. Yeah, I mean, I love Nick Cage, and the other movies, Face Off, Con Air, and The Rock are all just amazing. Just like, not, I say bad, but not, they're just amazing action movies. They're not, gonna win an Academy Award, but they're fantastic.
No best
Um,
screenplay.
Probably not. Uh, but yeah. So Robbie, tell us your history with this movie. When did you see it? I don't know. How long has it been since you've seen it? That kind of stuff.
Oh, maybe like 15 years since I've seen it, I think. I don't
Wow.
know. Yeah, yeah, probably 15 years. I watched a lot. Um, Early on has everything that I like, history. I'm not really a big Nick Cage fan. I don't see the allure. I don't really care too much for him. So, um, I was just kind of intrigued to have this movie would hold up, and I kind of remember it being a lot better than it is now. But of course, times change and tastes change, and so, but it was still a good movie. I mean, I love history. I love American history, and it's got a nice little mystery and adventure to it. Some corny parts, obviously, but that's to be expected from a movie that's maybe like 20 something years old. So, but it's a good movie, and I enjoyed it. And I don't know, maybe it tainted me a little bit, but maybe I'm not too sure if I'll watch it again. I might be done with this movie.
Fair. Yeah, I like I said before, I would have much preferred another of the four films to win, but I've seen this movie a number of times, and that's because I forget. I was trying to think of which class it was, but when back in the day when I was a social studies teacher, I did show this movie. Um, I think it was to middle school kids, and because it was like, um, you know, the same class like 4 or 5 times in a day, I watched like the same parts 4 or 5 times each day. And so I've probably seen it like 20 times or something, like something crazy like that. But since then, yeah, it's been a while, probably like at least 10 years since I've seen it. And kind of same boat as Robbie. I think, we'll get to scores and what we actually thought, but um, I think I liked it more back in the day than I do now, but it's still fun. It's still fun watch. So, um, yeah, I guess
When you showed a
overall,
movie like this, and it was
yeah.
like almost 2.5 hours long, like would you cut some parts out, or would you just let it ride for as long as it took?
Man, you think I'm gonna cut things short and work? Come on now.
True. All right. I guess, yeah, bad
I'm gonna
question.
milk that. If it ended like and there was 10 minutes left of class,
Free for
just
all.
hang out. Um, so yeah, I guess overall impressions and plum scores. Does anyone want to start? Benny, why don't you start since you never saw it?
Okay. So yeah, I guess pleasantly surprised was the way I would describe it. It wasn't, like you said, not going to win any awards. Definitely, like Robbie said, cheesy at times. But I don't know. I wasn't looking at my watch. I wasn't like begging for the movie to end. Um, it did its job. I mean, it's just so many like, coincidences that you're just like, oh, come on. You're like
Seriously.
really like seriously, like that's how simple it is to figure this out, but whatever. And, you're just along for the ride for something like this. And for what this movie is, it delivers. I mean, the first hint should have been as soon as you see Walt Disney Productions pop up, like, kind of you're in for a certain type of ride. And I think this hit on all of it. Couple things distracted me that I'll get into maybe in my characters, but like I said, with Nick Cage, he just is who he is, and this was like the classic Nick Cage. You get what you get when you cast him. So I mean, yeah, I can't. There's nothing I can really ding it on other than it being like cheesy in some spots. But I mean, that's what are we trying to do here? We're not reinventing the wheel. It's just a fun movie. So I mean, all that being said, I think it hit on what it was supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, agree. Um I love it's very patriotic. You come away after this movie and you're like, man, I love this country. Um and it's fun. Like, I love a good adventure, mystery, figuring out the clues. Like, um, I don't know, Da Vinci Code or like a movie, Indiana Jones, that kind of stuff. It's definitely cheesy in a lot of parts. There's a couple of questionable scenes and I guess special effects or action scenes, whatever you want to call it. Um, Acting was, I'd say, overall pretty good for
Yeah,
most, just
decent.
about everyone, you know?
Yeah.
There's, a couple people we'll get to when we talk about characters. But yeah, just a fun Walt Disney, Jerry Bruckheimer production. You know what you're getting when you're getting into this. There's gonna be a smidge of a love story. The good guys are gonna win, and you're gonna learn something. You'll learn, you love, you laugh. It's all you need. Um,
Now
but
come
yeah,
back for the
it's
sequel.
sequel was same, pretty decent. Did you ever see
Wow.
the sequel, Robbie?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, same shit. Different film. But yeah, no, I like it. It's fun, but it is what it is. It's not a great film. It's not, I know you're saying like Nick Cage, you get what you get when you hire him, but I feel like in other movies he's still Nicolas Cage, but I think he's much better. This was a little bit of maybe a little bit of a cash the check type of role for
I
him.
was just gonna say, like, I'm here. I showed up. Give me my
Yeah.
check.
He needs the money to buy those dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
Robbie, what about you?
I mean, it's good. It could have been a half an hour shorter. I don't get the allure of the 2 hours and 15 minutes. I didn't. That was pretty long for me. Hour and 45 would have been perfectly fine. Could have cut some stuff out. Acting was good. Uh, Pacing was okay. I had just a problem with how long it was. I did get bored in some spots. It was corny and it was cheesy, but I mean, I guess that's what you expect again with the Disney production. But yeah, no, acting was good, and again, it's a little action adventure, and it's dealing with a subject that I love, American history, and it's fun. Yeah, I mean, people be going, jail for maybe 700 years if they're still in Declaration of Independence. But I guess, you know, it is what it is. But again, it's a movie. Well, I'm not gonna ding it on, the unrealisticness of it. But it's a great movie, and I enjoy it. So, it is what it is.
Yeah. Plum scores, gentlemen.
In honor of America, give me a 7.6.
That's
Oh, I
bullshit. That's
knew
such
it.
bullshit. That
You
is such
son of a
fucking
bitch.
bullshit. Such a fucking same 7.6. That was my score. That was what we made. But of course, fucking copycats out here are alive and well. The haters are fucking coming out strong today.
First,
7.6.
first it was the New Balances, now this.
Well,
Oh,
first it
please.
was the joggers, then it was the bonobos, and then it was the bounces. So that 3 for 3. Okay, I would give it 18-12, but I mean that wasn't a good year. And I can't give it a 45, and I can't give it a 1918.
Fantastic. Um, I'm gonna go 7.2.
In honor
Yeah.
of what?
What?
In honor of what?
Watergate.
Yeah, exactly.
They did show that with the hotel, so there you go. It was in the movie.
It was, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Good eye, Robbie.
I was Washington. I love Washington. Please.
Yeah,
It's a great town.
great town.
If you ever
Corrupt,
get
but
a
fantastic.
chance, if you ever get a chance to go to Washington, Ryan, me and I have found this great restaurant called Rose's Luxury. You got to go. It's fantastic. I don't think anybody's been there before.
I do get to go to Washington here and there, so I'll check it out. Thank you for the recommendation, Benny, and no
You're
one
welcome.
else. Is that in Georgetown, maybe?
No,
No.
no,
No.
just Washington, D.C.
I
That's
mean,
all
I
I
don't
know.
know. I don't know. But no, probably not in Georgetown. I heard they have nice
Um,
ketchup pepper there.
really?
Michelin star too, but I don't know these things, but I'm just surmising.
Assuming.
Surmising, assuming potato.
Do you guys want to do characters or scenes first?
Let's do characters first.
Okay. Um,
Let's do
let's
least favorite
yeah,
characters
that's what I
first.
was gonna say.
Okay, let me go last so I don't steal, and I'll even go last on favorite characters too, so I don't steal anybody's.
Wow.
I mean, it's already over. It was just, I mean, the score was the tip of the iceberg.
Robbie, do you want to
Um,
start?
yeah, give me what's his name? Where is he? Give me Ian Howe, right? Am I getting that wrong?
No,
Justin
you got it.
Bartha? Justin Bartha?
As
Or no?
Riley?
Riley, I'm sorry. Yeah, give me Riley as my least favorite character. He was very annoying. His jokes did not hit for me. Uh just another, just wasn't my cup of tea. I don't think I liked him in the both movies. I don't know, something about his character I didn't really enjoy. Maybe I just don't even like him in general. I didn't really like him in uh
Hangover?
again, the Hangover. I'm glad he was on the roof for the entire movie. But
Oh my God, that's him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Um yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of people that really I didn't like in this movie. Please, I'm not gonna take Sean Bean, even though I said his character name. I mean, I love him. He's the best. So, but yeah, Justin Bartha as Riley, I don't know. Just a couple of misses on his part, and it really kind of annoyed me in the movie. Kind of didn't take me out of it, but when he was on the screen, I kind of just zoned out whenever he had like a little lead part because I don't know, his character just kind of really chat me up a little bit.
He reminded me, like, his mannerisms and the way he spoke, of Dennis Miller.
I could see that.
And also, like, for somebody that Nicolas Cage picked to be like on his team, he was pretty stupid in a lot of different ways. Like, what was he doing picking this guy?
Good at computers.
I
Computers,
guess
you got his feed interrupted.
that's true. He's the hacker code cracker.
Yeah. Yeah, Edward Stark fucked him up. Benny, why don't you go next? Because I have a not a, I don't know. I don't want to take anything, so go ahead.
Okay, my least favorite character in this movie was Nicolas Cage's hair plugs. Completely distracting the whole movie.
Terrible.
I was thinking about it in every scene that he was in. No offense, but it's when they're so obvious, I can't help but look at them. It's just one of those things I always get distracted by. And when he popped out of the water, I was like inspecting the screen, like looking to see how terrible it looked. And then next thing you know, he's in the car with a perfectly dry head of hair. Movie magic, I get, but those plugs, man. And I feel like they evolved over the course of the movie. Like towards the end, like he had like a full row at the front, and in the beginning, like he still had the horseshoe up here. Needless to say, I can go on for hours about hair plugs and people that have them and how easy it is to spot, but I'll leave it at that.
Fair.
No disrespect.
Nick, if you're listening,
I'm taken.
come on the show. Tell us about your plugs. Um, my least favorite character is it's a number of people because I couldn't even really tell them apart. And it's Eddard Stark's goons. They
Ah.
stunk. They were so lame. And like the few lines they had were corny. And they were just like a bunch of doofuses that like come on. Get 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 a like talent acquisition agent and get some hired goons that have some skills because these idiots, it's no wonder Nick Cage kept evading capture. And you could have had the declaration probably before he even got in the building if you had some competent lackeys working for you. They stunk.
Agreed. Good choice.
Thank you. Are there any Ani Menches?
I mean, give me Jon Voight.
Oh man,
Just
that's gonna be mine
What?
too.
just for being Jon Voight. I mean, please, you could bite my hand, my pencil, whatever you want. Like, with the way you fallen off a cliff,
No,
Jon
that's gonna
Voight.
be the thing for YouTube, isn't
I don't need you.
it? Jon Voight's LeBaron.
Yeah, Jon Voight stinks.
Really? I kind of like him in this film.
I can miss me with Jon Voight. I'm done with Jon Voight.
Fair.
This isn't a Jon Voight podcast.
Is it? But is it in real life? He's like a crazy person, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I don't
yeah,
know.
the worst.
All right. Whatever. All right then.
I don't
Favorite
really have anybody
character.
else. But you there, Bucko.
Oh, I'm stupid. See, I got jammed up. All right, favorite character. I'm
Jon
gonna
Voight.
go with. Did you say don't do it?
No, Jon Voight.
Jon Voight. No. Um, I feel like I want to pick a different character, but I'm just gonna go Nick Cage just because it's Nick Cage week. I love Nicolas Cage. I mean, he's been in a number of stinky movies, but the movies that are good that he's in, I fucking love them. Um, so like some of the action movies we had on the vote this week, but there's a number of other ones that are fantastic. And I know he's cartoonish, I guess would be a good description, but I don't care. I love him. He was corny as hell in this film. Some of the stuff I was like, should have got someone else to do this. He runs weird. But I don't care. I love him and I love him in this film. So Nick Cage, my favorite character.
It's funny how he's like one of those guys that like latched on to the memes of who he is, and
Yeah.
like now is becoming like the kind of the caricature of his own self, and like leaning into what people find like funny or silly about him.
I would. I bet that makes him more money doing that.
100%. 100%. That's like Napoleon Dynamite guy should have just did 15 Napoleon Dynamites. The guy be retired.
Just a million.
Yeah.
Advertised for fucking every company ever.
Yeah.
Do you like rental cars? Get 8 of these.
Robbie, go ahead. Favorite character.
I'll go with oh my god, my list. I'll go with Diane Kruger as Dr. Abigail Chase. Very good actress. I mean, loved her in Inglourious Bastards. She was fantastic in that. But this isn't Inglourious Bastards. This is National Treasure. Uh, I'm speaking, please, with the hand gestures.
Quiet, please.
uh, yeah, no, she's great. She was great in this movie. Very unbelievable that she would fall for Nick Cage, but maybe he's got that charisma. Who knows? He's got that Nick Cage riz, I guess. That's what they're saying these days. But no, she's good. She's a good actress. She's very believable in this movie, and she brought some leverage to this movie. I mean, she played a nice little straight part. She kind of just poo-pooed Riley out of the way sometimes, which I enjoyed. You know, he was a hater because he wasn't getting the action, but she was good in this movie, and I enjoyed it. She was one of my favorite characters, and she was when I watched it previously, and she still is when I watched it this time.
Oh,
Also doesn't hurt that she's a fox.
That's true. That is true.
that leaves a lot on the board for me. I feel I'm being pulled in one direction, and I'm going to take it. Give me Sean Bean as Ian Howe. I mean, I want to see him, and I'm sure Ryan, you could tell me other movies where he's like the main villain. But I want like a no holds barred villain from him, like not a Disney villain,
A rated
because
R film.
yeah, like an actual Sean Bean, like badass kind of villain. I thought he's, like I said, really good. He Even though the whole movie kind of around him was cartoonish, like he didn't fall into like the cartoonish bad guy stuff. Um, Other than pulling the move where I'm gonna just leave you here at the end of the movie, and surely nothing bad will happen for me. But no, I mean Sean Bean's just a fantastic actor, and I mean any movie or show or anything where Sean Bean lasts longer than like half of the movie or three-quarters of the movie, he makes it all the way to the end, even though he gets locked up. So I'll take Sean Bean.
It's a great choice. A lot of talk on the internet that they want to make a third National Treasure, and a lot of speculation that he'll be back as the villain, which would be awesome.
I'm gonna go see it in IMAX.
Yeah.
Ani mentions someone take him. He's sitting right there.
Yeah, Ani mentions.
Go ahead, someone, please.
Oh, Christopher Plummer?
No. I'll take him then. Harvey Keitel as Sadusky. I mean, ever since Pulp Fiction, I'm a Harvey Keitel guy. And I just thought, just seeing him in this movie, I was like, oh, cool. This is an unexpected person for me to pop up in this movie. And I liked his character. I like he was a G-man with a heart. At the end of the movie, he works with Nicolas Cage. He protects the Knights Templar. He protects the Freemasons. Love the little nod when you see his ring and you never realize he's in on it. So give me Harvey Keitel.
Winston Wolfe.
My man.
Oh, man.
Definitely took it for the paycheck, but he was still very good in this movie as well.
Yeah, a lot of people getting Disney money in this movie.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Disney,
Probably
if you're
not. I'd
listening.
probably say no.
Yeah. Disney, sponsor the show. Yeah, anyone else? Any other Ani mentions? I quickly mentioned Christopher Plummer just because I love him for some weird reason. I don't know. It's got a good stush.
His daughter is in Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Yeah, in the diner, when it stands up and screams. With honey pumpkin and honey bear, whatever they were.
Interesting.
Um,
He died, man. That stinks.
He was like 3,000 years old in 2004. I can just imagine how old he is now. Yeah, I don't really have any honorable mentions. I'm not gonna pick Jon Voight because he's a lunatic. Did like Sean Bean, obviously.
Oh, I like Dr. Chase's secretary. Just because when she gives him the gift, she's like, "Oh, I hope it's not from Stan." And the look she gives, I was like, "Is Stan supposed to be that dude that's annoying that's with her at the gala?"
That's what I thought.
The guy that raced Jerry Seinfeld? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a fantastic episode.
Yep.
That has
not to race.
That has probably my favorite Seinfeld scene is when George comes in and they pretend like they don't know each other. And George is like, George Costanza. Wow, you really went bald, huh?
Yeah. I don't think there's really anyone else. A lot of big characters, but we pretty much named all the mains.
Shout out Eric King, aka Dokes from Dexter, with 0 lines in this movie. So,
who is he?
The black FBI agent, the bald guy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, that is.
Oh, you know who I love also is the kid that they used to get the letters, and Ed Stark's like, "He's 100 for you, kid," and he's just like, "Is this real? Is this a joke?" He doesn't buy Ed Stark's bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, then let's do scenes. Let's do favorite scenes first. Who wants to start?
I don't want to go first.
All right, well, I'll go because Robbie's burping. I guess. I mean, it's a stupid, not a stupid pick, like kind of a chalky pick, a corny pick. But when they light the fire and they see that treasure just show up, but also that's a lot of fire for a lot of important things.
Yeah, super close to a lot of important stuff.
I'm sure most of it's made of metal, so it's probably fine. But I mean, Amazing. Love that. Love that part. It's, it's like you work really hard for something and you finally achieve it, whether it's a $1 trillion treasure or I don't know, a dollar raise that I work hard for. Whatever. It feels
I don't
good
think
either
about. I
way.
don't know about that.
So yeah, I'll go with that to kick it off.
All right.
I'll go with obviously the stealing of the Declaration of Independence scene. That's a fantastic scene. Um, it's a thrilling scene. You're on the edge of your seat the entire time. It's fun. It's, I don't know. I just love a nice little chase and how they're gonna get out of it and what's gonna happen. And I love being surprised. And that entire scene gives me all that. Uh, so yeah, I mean, you get the little ruse about the Declaration of Independence, who has it, who doesn't have it, who done it. And yeah, so I enjoyed that, and it's fantastic. And after that, you're on to a big adventure. And so that's my favorite scene. I always love that scene.
I'm gonna go with when they get to Mr. Gates's house and they actually see, that the hint was real, and you get Jon Voight being, scolding his son, but then he's slowly buying back in. And then I want to use her character name. Abigail finally believes him, and then like you're just off to the races after that. And then just they come in, the FBI agents come in and they get Jon Voight out of trouble by taping him to the chair. So I just love the whole, setting it up, showing the invisible ink showing, and yeah, you're off to the races after that.
Did you find it weird that Jon Voight lived alone but had an insane amount of fresh lemons? Who has that
Movie
many
magic.
lemons?
Movie magic.
Yeah, like
Maybe he has a
lemonade, I
lemon
guess.
tree.
Maybe he's detoxing.
Could be.
All fair points. All right. Point withdrawn. Take it back. Not Robbie, Benny, for someone who just saw it, because Robbie and I both have seen it, so we know, or we knew, they were gonna get the Declaration, they were gonna find the treasure, blah blah blah. When you were watching this for the first time, were you a little bit like edge of your seat at all, or were you kind of like, it's gonna all work out? Like, how'd you feel about like the stealing the Declaration scene and like all the other, I guess, exciting scenes?
I was expecting a little I guess the word would be like trickery, more like, when
Chicanery.
with
Chicanery.
chicanery, like when they steal the Declaration at first, like the trope is obviously that Ian gets away with it, and then now they're chasing Ian and Abigail, and that becomes part of it. But no, Nick Cage was constantly one step ahead of them, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And the other part that I was deceived on, knowing that there's a sequel, was when they really thought they didn't have the treasure at the end. Like, all right, this is what two is going to be about, them actually tracking it down. Um, so no, I mean, I think I was just waiting for them to fall on like a bunch of action movie tropes, and they didn't, and it was kind of cool in that way. I mean, it doesn't erase a lot of the cheesiness throughout the movie, but like I said, I mean, there were a lot of things with Friday Night Lights that I was happy that they didn't go full trope on. So anytime, you've been led down a certain path and so many different storytelling devices that it's nice when they don't come through.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remember, like, I think because at least how I felt, like I was younger, um, maybe more gullible, or I mean, I'm pretty gullible still, but I just remember being like more edge of my seat a little bit, and like, oh, are they gonna make it? Are they gonna make it out? And now I'm old and grizzled, and I don't get excited anymore. But I knew it was happening. Um, all right, Ani Menches. What do you guys got for favorite scenes?
Yeah, I mean, my original pick was going to be the stealing of the Declaration of Independence. I mean, come on, I mean, how is it not your favorite scene? It's just that's what you're here for. If you're not here for that, then why are you watching this movie? So that they did it well. I love a nice Ocean's 11. We're replacing the camera feeds. We're barely getting away. You almost get caught, but then you have to buy a fake Declaration of Independence. I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Library of Congress scene. Kind of setting everything up to how they're gonna do it, which is cool. Again, more Washington historical sites, figures. I enjoy that, love that. So yeah, I mean, give me a plan before the plan type scene, and again, I'm all in for that too. I love again, like Benny said, like the Ocean's 11 when they build a fake casino, and they're in a little warehouse doing what they got to do to get ready for it. I mean, I love stuff like that. So it was cool to see that and kind of how the camera panned to what they would be doing basically. So it's a fun scene. I enjoyed it. But Riley still stinks.
Yeah. Yeah, the way he was like explaining it, all these things are telling you listen to Riley or
Yeah.
something. You're like,
Riley, shut
And then
up.
2 seconds later, you're like, you might be able to do
yeah.
it. Like so convinced.
Preservation room.
Yeah.
We should do a heist week because I think we all like heists.
I love a heist. I love a plan. I love when a plan comes together. I like when you have to go to plan B.
Love it.
Come on.
All right, we'll do
Yeah.
that. I like the opening scene. Well, not the I like the opening scene as well, but the scene of at the Charlotte when they find the Charlotte, because you're just like, the hell's like when you, especially when you first watch it, like, the hell are they looking for? And it's a ship in the Arctic. And it was just cool. I mean, love seeing an old ship just buried in ice. Why
What's
not?
better than that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I can't think of anything. What else? What's other good scenes? Scene at, Independence Hall. That's always a fun time.
That is a fun scene.
Kind of a little shaky though. It's like when they're like, "Oh, well, daylight savings time." Yeah, but what time of year is it? Because the sun is in different spots
Yeah.
all year long. But whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna go on that technicality, but not
I
that
mean,
one.
if he goes like if that shadow is anywhere near that wall, he would see the Freemasons brick.
Yeah.
Any other honorary mentions from you guys?
Leave it at that.
All right.
For me now.
Least favorite scenes. Who went last? I don't
I
remember.
did.
All right.
My least favorite scene, I'm gonna go in the opening scene. I agree, Ryan. The whole opening scene was very good, but when they first get the clue, Nick Cage figuring out the clue, it was just so over the top cheesy, where he's like, "Oh, silence is golden, but not if silence happens on the third Sunday after the first. Iron pen,
They
pens are
use iron.
yeah, iron's strong, reliable." Like it was just so like he's figuring this out in 2 seconds. Like the whole explanation of him, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a long one. Like I don't know if I could do this for 2 hours of him like just having those miraculous like I'm gonna figure this all out in 2 seconds. Just let me think. But no, thankfully it got much better than that. But I thought I was in for a tough time watching this one after seeing him figure out that first clue.
Yeah. Wait, whose turn is it? Mine or Robbie's?
I think you.
I'm gonna go with the super obvious product placement scene when they're like, "We need new clothes. Let's go to Urban Outfitters."
There's a lot of product placement in this.
And then they get the, like the freaking like layered clothes, the early 2000s, like give me a corduroy blazer or a brown suede jacket and a collared shirt. So yeah.
I mean, there was so much product placement. Like when they get out of the trucks in the beginning of the movie, and it's like North Face, Arctic,
Yeah.
like Canada Goose, like
Every single
jacket.
jacket manufacturer there is, yeah.
Yeah. That and the visa scene. Like, what psychopath puts their credit card in upside down
Ah,
so that the Visa logo
iconic.
is perfectly showing out?
But that's like every credit card commercial. I hate it because they swipe the card facing up when the stripe is
It's on
on
the
the
other side.
opposite side, so you have to go down. I hate that.
I hate
Stupid.
Hollywood. I hate it.
Robbie, what about you?
I'll probably go with the kiss in the cave when Nick Cage says "come here" and he kisses her. I find that corny. I hate it. It's disgusting and it's embarrassing, and that's why I don't like it because it's
But
dumb
it,
and I hate stupid scenes like that.
and let me add on to that when the guy behind him goes, "Why doesn't that ever happen to me?"
Yeah, like, are we fucking serious here? We're dangling by 3,000-year-old wood, and that's what you're worried about? I hate stuff like that. I really do. It really pisses me off.
It wouldn't be Disney without it.
Do you
Disney.
think Diane Kruger got some extra money to have to kiss him?
I don't know. Was this her big break?
I don't think so. She was in stuff before this.
Okay, so maybe she probably got a couple extra $100,000 on top.
They should yeah, she had to be.
Yeah, I think she was in
Casey.
stuff before this. I think this might have been one of her like first American movies though. I think. Wait, let's see.
Die.
She's in a ton of shit, Jesus.
She was in Troy. No, I don't know what year Troy came out.
Troy came out in '04 and National Treasure came out in '04. So it was like basically the same year. So she wasn't like a hot commodity just yet. So maybe she dealt with some bullshit. After this, she could dictate who she smooches and who she doesn't.
Yeah, she's got. I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's like the casting couch. If you want to start in the biz, you got to.
Sometimes you gotta kiss Nick Cage. Sometimes you gotta let Quentin Tarantino choke you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she's not really. I mean, she's kind of some crappy movies. Well, not that I know.
Yeah. Um, Ani Menches still, or do we start those?
The USS Intrepid scene. I mean, it just a complete. There's no way after 9/11 that helicopters are flying
Right?
anywhere close to a naval ship like that. Let alone a sightseeing ship. There's so many things that just would never ever happen. I get it's a movie, but his brain would explode if he jumped off that ship, uh, and there's not a complete manhunt looking for him and everybody else. It's just I don't know. It's a lot. It's far fetched. I get it's Hollywood, but I mean, let's put some real reality in it. There's no way a helicopter or any type of aircraft is getting close to anything like that.
It's such video game logic too. Like the second you're out of their sight, you're like, well, I mean, that's it. I don't know where he is. He's gone.
It's the Hudson. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You can't
Maybe
see
he'll
anything in there.
maybe he'll commit another crime down the road and we can find him.
Maybe he'll steal the Empire State Building. It was a little too much. A little too much for me.
Yeah.
I mean, in a movie filled with far-fetchedness, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. There's a number. I thought that too, 100%. I was like, there's no way a helicopter's getting that close to anything after
Just and then
after
just like
'01.
yeah, just sitting there and like just hovering over it for like 20 seconds.
Did I miss something? Maybe I fell asleep or something. What was the purpose of the helicopter? Just to distract them for a short period of time?
Yeah, because it would cause a distraction. They did the scrambler to tell Nick
Yeah,
Cage what to do to jump off.
but they could have just done the scrambler without the helicopter, right?
But it was, I mean, they were asking like, don't make me defend this, but they were like asking, did anybody talk to him? I guess because everybody was so caught up, they had their eyes off of him, and the guy was like,
You
shielding his
showed this.
eyes with.
Sorry, you showed this movie 14,000 times in in high school. You don't remember that scene?
Nope.
Never saw it.
Yes.
You probably
Um,
taught that scene too, like for like 6 periods.
yeah.
Trapeze scene. Really, let me break down a trapeze for you guys.
Yeah, please. Can we please move on? We've seen this 100 times now. I felt, yeah, there was a lot of far-fetchedness. Like, did you guys also think it was very convenient in a lot of areas they were going and like nobody was there? Like
Yeah.
nobody was in the preservation room. Nobody was just letting them go anywhere they want in
Well,
Independence
they were
Hall.
having. It was the gala. Everybody's upstairs at the gala.
Everyone's upstairs.
The
Yeah,
Galavan.
just leave the
Yeah.
Declaration of Independence on a table.
I mean, how dare you?
No,
How
throw
dare you
this.
embarrass the National Archives gala?
I know. I'm sorry. Just throw a tarp over it. No one will look under it. But, I have another honorable mention, and because it bothers me every time I watch this movie, is when they're doing the chase scene. The the film gets sped up when they go around that bus, and I hate when fucking movies do that
I
shit.
didn't notice that. That's
Oh,
usually one of my bugaboos too.
I hate it. Like, because they clearly like filmed it in slow motion because they didn't
Yeah.
want anyone to get hurt, and then they speed it up. Oh, hate that shit.
I mean,
Uh,
I guess what kind of annoyed me watching it now and even watching it back then was like, what was I was expecting gold, and I don't know. The treasure really didn't excite me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't know what it was, but I don't know. Am I wrong? Prove me wrong, please.
it's like looking back on it, like in 2007, like if you found all that stuff in 2007, yeah, it's super fucking, it's priceless, all of it. But like, what was so important about it, like in the 1700s, that were like, oh, don't worry, in 300 years, this is going to be worth a lot, because it just seems like a lot of war plunder. Like, why was that such a, you know, a hidden? It had to be hidden from everybody.
Yeah, like why is he like hugging like King Tut the 15th? Like what was so like what was Riley so like ecstatic to see that? Like maybe I'm sure it's worth a lot, but I was like, Goonies, give me the gold. I don't want King Tut. Give me the gold.
I was expecting it to be something that was like disputed, like Shroud of Turin, like something like that. That was like,
Yeah.
oh, if anybody knew that this item was real, the whatever he's looking for in Da Vinci Code, the chalice or whatever. But it's just like a bunch of artifacts, which, like I said, impressive, cool. I would love to see all the stuff that they had, but I don't understand why it had to be like so hidden. Like if the British got this, I mean, that's just it. The whole
Yeah.
world is over.
I
Yeah.
think.
It annoyed me.
Sorry, go ahead, Robbie.
No, that's all I said. It was just annoying me.
I think it's like one, like, yeah, like what are they gonna show you that's like so valuable, so crazy valuable? So like I think they just kind of made it like generic plunder. So
Yeah.
like everyone would see it and be like, oh wow, it's a lot of fucking treasure. Um, the only thing that they specifically mention are scrolls from the Library of Alexandria, which would be extremely valuable because it fucking burnt down. So I feel like that's like that would be worth caring about, but everything else, yeah, seems just like I think the kids call it booty today.
No, and I agree. Like the scrolls from Alexandria, obviously super important, but what is so dangerous about the British having them?
Because they would get tons more money and be even more powerful.
Oh, all right, that explains it.
That was my interpretation. Like, oh, give the evil empire at that time, maybe, I don't know, millions of dollars, and they're just going to use it to take over more of the world. That's the way I saw it, I guess.
Okay, I'll allow
Okay, thank you.
it.
Hey,
Um, any other Ani mentions?
We doing least still?
Yes.
No, I'll
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one. Um, the the girl like not giving Nick Cage a $100 bill. He's right there. He's not gonna run anywhere. In Urban Outfitters, like, don't be an asshole. Just give him $100 bill for 5 seconds.
Doing the water
With the
bottle.
water bottle.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Stupid. Um, oh, I also want to point out something that annoyed me greatly was when they were doing the tour of all the federal agencies to tell them that the Declaration was going to get stolen by Lord Stark. Um, his collar was humongous
Oh
and
my
it was
God, they
sticking
love
out of
a
his
spread
jacket.
collar.
I
They love
hated
the
it.
spread collar on that man.
No, it was so distracting. I hated it.
When they were back at his dad's house and he finally got the jacket off and the bow tie, they had his collars so far apart. It was ridiculous. Guy was showing off maximum chestage.
He
Oh my
loves
God, that
it.
annoys me. The big collar is so annoying.
All right. Is there anything else to say about the movie in general?
Fun.
Yeah.
No rules, just right.
True.
When you hear your family.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Chili's baby back ribs.
Just the incompetency of the government officials still runs wild 20 years later.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys how much money you think they got in the end? So 1% of 10 billion, 100
100
billion, a
billion,
trillion,
zillion, maybe.
a quadrillion? Yeah, I don't know.
Probably a zillion.
But also,
Probably.
like, who's giving that money? Like, wouldn't you just give it to the Smithsonian and give it to like these museums? You're gonna like charge people to take it?
Listen, we don't ask questions here. I feel like they got maybe 100 million each.
Yeah, that's my thought because he bought that humongous house.
That's a big friggin' house.
That had to be at least 20, 30 bills.
Who's cutting that lawn? That's what I want to know.
Not Nick.
All right, Luke, and we got a first gear.
Yeah. I have doubts about his prowess on a tractor if he can't get it out of first in the car.
Yeah.
So he's not doing it. All right. So then moving on. You're right. We don't ask questions here. How, and we do this every week, regardless of film, if it's good or bad, how would you make this movie better? Any ideas?
It's hard to say specifically because I don't think the point of this movie is to like, you know,
Be
be
a
the
tour de
best.
force.
Yeah, like it did its job, but I guess this is like redneck Da Vinci Code. So like if I wanted something with a little bit more thought into it, I would just watch the Da Vinci Code again, or Angels and Demons. But for what it was really good. I just wish it was maybe not under the Disney banner, just that, to be a little bit more raw.
I did read that it was potentially going to be under Touchstone, but because it was PG, Disney took it.
Mhm.
Interesting tidbit. Robbie, you got anything?
Yeah, hour 45 is the perfect length for this movie. Less Jon Voight, more Sean Bean. Yeah, no, hour 45 is right there. I don't need an extra half an hour. Just a little smidge too long for me. But overall, I mean, I'm can't critique a movie that is so far-fetched and they're just putting it in your face. Obviously, the premise is extremely far-fetched, so it's starting off with that. But no, it's a good movie. Like I said, I love the history aspect of it. I love Washington, Philadelphia, those scenes showing the historical monuments to have there. So yeah. And if you're ever in Washington, D.C., please, Rogues of Luxury, Cousin Benny and they're the ones that first saw it. So yeah, please point that out when you go there. Tell them the cuz sent you.
Yeah, I mean, agree with Robbie. I'm not sure what I was trying to think while you were talking, like, well, all right, what would I cut then to cut it down? I think you would just have to cut like little pieces of a couple different scenes because you can't really cut out like the Philadelphia part, although if any clues would have to get removed, it'd be that. And they could just be like, figure it out here at the wall. Okay, we got to go to Wall Street and Broadway and then whatever. But yeah, that's probably all I can think of because Benny's right too. Like, we're not going to turn this into Citizen Kane or something. It is what it is. It's just a fun, kind of stupid movie, but has a lot of good things about it. Yeah. I do have one way we can make it better, and that's by doing what we do every week, and that's working overtime by casting Matt Damon in a part that exists. So we're recasting someone, or we make up a part for him. And why do we do it? I don't know. I don't remember why we started doing it, but we do it every week, and we are very traditional people, so we have to do the same things all the time. So
We're very committed.
we're very committed.
Pod committed.
Pod committed. Pod committed.
Sure.
Ben, you want to kick us off or?
Yeah, so I don't want to make the movie too much longer, but give me an extra scene with Matt Damon as the president of the United States, and when the Declaration of Independence gets stolen, we get a Rose Garden address from the president, and he tells us, what's going on, what the situation is, and what they're going to do about it. I'm going to leave this alone for the most part. This movie, I just want a quick Damon cameo, and that's it. Get him in, get him out. I don't want to mess with it too much.
Fair. Quick question. If the Declaration of Independence was really stolen, what do you think the reaction would be from society at large?
It'd be mayhem.
You think? I think it would just be memes of Nick Cage.
Probably at this point. Yeah.
Someone call Nick Cage. That would be like every meme.
Yeah.
Is Nick Cage. Robbie, you want to go next? Because I feel like my choice might steal yours, so I don't want to do that. So go ahead.
Oh, I'm not something crazy. Just give me Matt Damon in makeup in a nice attire, and give me Matt Damon as Ben Franklin writing his Samuel, whatever his name is, Clemens,
Silence Dogood.
Clementine, Silence Doolittle, Dr. Doolittle.
Yes.
Yeah, just give me a brief cameo. Cut out the Urban Outfitters scene. I don't need to see that who cares? And just give me a young, up and coming after talented Mr. Ripley, Matt Damon, just trying to cash a quick paycheck to open up a nice bar in Boston that he needs money for as Benjamin Franklin. That'd be nice to see Matt Damon in makeup and costume, just sitting at a table well lit with a lantern, writing some sounds, do little letters, do-goodles letters as they call them.
Do-goodles.
So yeah, give me that, please.
Love a good flashback.
Yeah, the best.
Come on, give me flashbacks. Especially you have so many opportunities to do flashbacks here. Thomas Jefferson, being a dick. John Adams, probably just have gout. Things. Give me some scenes like that.
Please. And I bet it's fun as hell to be an actor in a scene like that because you get to wear like the fucking getup, with the knickers and like the wig and all that stuff. It's probably fun.
Or even give me a flashback of them, writing, the treasure chest on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic. Yeah. Damn it. What the hell?
1776 with the 3D glasses. I want to see how that came to be.
Yeah. Instead of the whole thing with Charles Carroll and Gates, do a scene of them plotting and scheming and putting yo guys, I got this sick idea. We got these glasses and I can put hidden shit in here. They're probably fuck.
Yeah, like, and then you get them in the back. Like, we're gonna do something where we make pretend that people's votes count, and we're gonna elect the president.
We'll call it the Electoral College. Sick,
Yeah,
bro.
that'll get them. Not
That'll
just the
do it.
popular vote. We'll only care about 6 states every 4 years. And then how much are those Benjamin Franklin original spectacles going for on an auction market?
2.6
Easy.
Billion?
milli.
Yeah, definitely over a million. Without a doubt.
Yeah. So then I you didn't we didn't have the same one. I'm gonna go with give me a young, smart, fresh off of Goodwill Hunting, but maybe he's taken a few computer classes in between. Give me a young, handsome Matt Damon as Riley and make him not so lame.
Didn't think of
And
that. Good
you
one.
know, like I said, couple classes on, Windows, how to hack into cameras, whatever. He's already at Harvard up in Goodwill Hunting. He could probably figure that shit out. And bring a little good comedy, some good looks, good hair, everything to that Riley character. And this would be, as Robbie would say, a billion out of 10.
Good job. I didn't think of that. That's fantastic. Riley, get Riley out of here.
See you later.
Stay.
Anything else about National Treasure?
Here's the thing with Hidden Treasure.
Just in general.
What's the point of hiding treasure?
So what people don't find it.
Then why are you leaving clues all around the world?
So people find it.
Nobody can have this. The power is too great.
Let's leave clues.
But if you go to the Arctic Circle, you come back, you go to DC, you steal the Declaration of Independence. From there, boom, Philly, then Wall Street, and then you can have it, but only then.
Yeah. Well, he proved his worth. They didn't want to just give it to some schlub, that stumbled across it.
It seems like Nick Cage was a little schlubby in this movie. Like, what was he really? Did he even mention he had a job? It seems like he was living off old money.
They said he was in the Navy, I think. He was like Navy SEAL.
Would he go AWOL? I mean, what is he doing now? The guy just took
He was a Navy SEAL?
They said something, they quickly, when they were talking about his background, they said, maybe not SEAL, but it was like Navy, because he has that diving watch. He was doing something with diving in the Navy.
With those plugs? I don't believe it.
Unbelievable. What a set of hair. That's real hair. That's his real hair.
Yeah. It's not plugged. Come on.
If you're going to hide something, hide it. And be done with it.
Yeah, but then what's the fun in that?
They're
already dead. What do they care?
Yeah, look at the way they left this country. Think they care? The way they left this country? Nobody cares. They're dead.
They don't care.
Yes. But the electoral college, they're laughing in their graves.
Yep.
They care.
Do you think that there is treasures like that hidden in places?
Nothing.
Yeah, isn't there one in what's his name's ear at Mount Rushmore? Isn't there a treasure there?
Nope.
That might be the premise of number 2,
3.
actually, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
the second
maybe.
one, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't think there's anything as much as like things that are just have been lost to time and have been put somewhere and just for some reason or another they get forgotten about.
I think that's my dream in life, is to stumble across a printing of the Declaration on the back of a painting of a flower, or something stupid. What a dream. That's amazing. And even better would be if I followed clues to find it.
What do you think was on the treasure map that Abigail gave him at the end of the movie?
I think
I think it was. Go ahead, Robbie, because your answers are better than mine.
no, I don't, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think it was really a map per se. I think it was a list of instructions, and I think the end goal there was a stand-up 69.
Yeah. Probably.
Or that humongous house. They probably do need a map. Like, meet me in the 7th bedroom on the West Wing. All right. Anything else about National Treasure?
Join us next week when we do National Treasure 2.
Book of Secrets.
Well, let's see how many views this gets. Maybe we will.
Hopefully it gets 76 and it stops.
That'd be nice.
Come on, 1776.
That'd be even nicer.
Now we're really, shooting for the moon.
Yeah. But yeah, do join us next week, regardless of what we decide to do. But as usual, we'll put it up for a vote. So let your voice be heard. Thanks for listening. Get involved. Send us a message. Send us an email. All that fun stuff. We love you. Robbie, tell him good night.
Oh, good night. I don't have anything. I really, I struggled. I stumbled. I rumbled. I bumbled. I fumbled. So good night, everybody.
Have a good
When I
night.
hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young
have
son
anything.
Gabriel walks in.
Good night, America.
My wife said, no, Gabriel, leave. I said, no. Let the boy watch. Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father. The way he